Yo guys, what is going on? Pokemon Master 556 is up in here again, and I got PSA returns number 19, which is freaking awesome. It only took like 5 days for them to grade it. So, I'm special and you guys all suck, because it takes you guys 3 months to get your cards back. I'm just kidding. It always happens to me. I don't know why. It's awesome though. But anyways, I got 28 cards, I think, back from this submission, and they feel like they graded my cards quite fairly this time around. Maybe only got like a couple regrades to do. But anyways, we are going to get started on these lovely boxes over here. Looks like they got the labels on here backwards. Labeled box number 2 out of 2, the wrong box. Huh. Weird. Anyways, throwing stuff on the floor over here. We shall start things off. And this is the one thing that was a big disappointment to me and a surprise. This card somehow came back a 9. The Neo 2 Umbreon. I'm not really quite sure. Unless this tiny spot down here somehow managed to get a 9. But I don't know. We'll go ahead and regrade this beast once and see what happens with that. I'm over here dropping stuff. Next up, we got a 1999-2000 UK War Turtle. This came back a 9. That probably will end up getting regraded as well. Then, next up, we got the Gem Mint 10 of it. The Ivysaur. This is a UK print run as well. Pretty hard to come by cards like this that are that awesome. So, glad to have that aboard. Next up, we got the Charmeleon. Same thing. Mint 9, though. UK print run. Pretty sure all 3 of those starters should have got 10s, but they're just weird sometimes, and they don't like giving me 10s. Anyways, we got a Mint 9 on the Squirtle. I actually have quite a few of these to grade, so pretty awesome. Next up is the Red Cheeks Pikachu, the more expensive version, obviously, being the print error. I have like 5 or 6 of these I need to have graded still, and I do have a pretty good potential 10 of one that still needs grading. So, next up is a pretty good one. We got a first edition War Turtle. Got a 10. Pretty pleased about this one. And kind of looks like it's got about the same centering as my first edition base set Mewtwo. So there is hope for that card scoring a 10 yet, which is good. This card was pretty awesome. There's only 21 of these in 10, which is pretty dang low for a first edition base set card, if I do say so myself. Next up, we got the Mint 9 Aggron EX from Sandstorm. Was expecting that. Then we got a Rayquaza Holo from EX Emerald. Rayquaza TCG, this is definitely going to be sold to you for your Rayquaza collection, since you do not have one. Sure, you'll be most happy to have that in your collection. Then here we got the Beedrill from EX Fire Red Leaf Green. Pretty glad to get a 10 of that. I'm going to try to get a holo set in 10. Try to. Don't know how long that'll take. Probably another 5 years, like all the other sets do take to get 10s. Alright, gotta move on to the next box here. As I said, not very many cards were graded this time around, but the 10s that I got are pretty freaking awesome. So, next up, we got the Sabrina's Gengar, which did grade an 8. I'm pretty sure there was like a fair amount of scratches in the holo. Kind of surprised it did come back at 8, as the back was flawless. Not even a nick on it. So, sometimes that happens. Next up, this is a big game card for myself. Porygon 2 Neo Revelation. That Gem Mint 10. So, pretty pleased about that. Very glad to have that. These cards are nearly impossible to find. I believe it's got a population of 6 in 10. So, that's pretty darn awesome. Moving along. Got a Dark Dawn fan from Neo Destiny. That graded a 10 as well. Can't go wrong with that. Especially with any Neo card in general. Those cards are very difficult to come back as 10s. As you can see here, Dark Crowback graded a 9. I have a couple more of these I will be sending in because I know someone that's looking for this card in a 10 and he's got something that I want. So, try to get this trade bait for you. I got Rockets Moltres graded a 9. Next up, another card from my personal collection. Gem Mint 10 Poliwrath from Neo Discovery. Oh man. That's exciting stuff right there. Next up, bam, another card to scratch off the list. Jumpluff Gem Mint 10 from Neo Revelation. Pretty pleased about this one. I actually think this one might have been the card that I was expecting a 9 on, so I'll have to look over the other one because I'm pretty sure I saw a print line on the top of one of these cards. So, but yeah, I mean, population I think 10, and then those 2 Neo Revelation cards only have a pop of 6 each, I believe. So this one graded the 9. So I sent these 2 back to back. This one must have been the one with the scratches on it. Normally I try to send the 9 in front of the 10. This is definitely my Hitmonlees. You can see that nice beefy nick down there at the bottom. So this got graded the 8.5. Not really complaining about that. Probably an adequate grade for that size of a nick on the back. Probably had a couple light scratches on it as well. This next card is a killer. Population of 2 on this one. Reverse Hollow Bulbasaur Legendary Collection, Gem Mint 10. Very, very happy to have that. This is very awesome. Gem Mint Pokemon, I know that you're going to want that, but I don't think I've got the guts to sell it because, well, Bulbasaur is my favorite starter, and that card is freaking amazing. So, next up, we got my buddy Browser Boy TCG's Dark Dragonite in a 10. Now, this is the holo version, but I'm not entirely sure. This must have came out of a theme deck, because the version I have of this card is non-holo in reverse. So I'm not entirely sure. If anyone knows the information to that, let me know, or I can just look it up online and do it myself, I guess. If I remember. Next up, we got a Legendary Collection Venusaur 9. I think this was adequate for this card's grade. Yeah, had a couple baby nicks on them. These cards are just graded so harshly all the time. Even if they look like they're 10, they come back 9s, even 8s. Next up, we got the Gyarados 9 Legendary Collection. And then the Jolteon. I believe this one might be a regradable card. As is most Legendary Collection cards, I think that they're trying to just keep the populations on them very, very low. Which is a shame, because I would really like to some 10s on those cards. We got a Dugong from Fire Red Leaf Green. Mint 9, I expected this. I had a print line going through it. Dark Ampharos, graded a 9. Team Rocket returns. I think I was expecting around a 9, maybe a 10. Just literally all I could see on it was this baby nick down there on the corner. So, hopefully some of my other cards from that set do good. We got a Near Mint to Mint 8 on the Espeon. I don't recall this card looking that bad. Maybe there must have been some good-sized scratches on it, because the back of it does not look bad at all. Must have been some print lines or something in it. Sometimes I overlook things, just like everybody else does. Well, this is my last card here for this grade, for this PSA submission, or return. Got a Ho-Oh from Unseen Forces and a Gem Mint 10 grade. Pretty happy to have that. That's freaking awesome. So, very glad I made these purchases off of that guy on eBay. Bought tons of great cards off of him. Most of them look 9s, but a few 10s never hurt nobody. So, anyways, got some stuff I got to add to the collection, and some of this stuff will be for sale. Not very many of the 10s will be, just because simply I'm looking for these cards in 10, so they're mine. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks.